Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Who am I but I'm Dre Mack? Came into the game just to spit facts. See the space that I'm in. They got me by the drink cause I'm cold with the pen. I find no diamonds but I still shine. You can dig me cause my bar's mine. My tracks flame like a dilute. I order blood on my tongue. Thinking this is warm blue. I'ma throw with a gas leak. Camouflage in the mist but you smell me. One spark and I bet you I'ma blow up. They throw my name around. Get stupid then you go dumb. No rest for the weary. A versus thinking in his man but you can't see me. You rather drink than go pull up. I'm drinking knife through the game, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. To get that honey sauce on me, I don't like the way it tastes with my chicken wings.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
What's up? This is your man Dre Mack, just giving you, I literally just came from the movie theater. I'm about to just be on for like maybe the max 7 minutes. Kind of just give you my, because I didn't want to do a video. I'd rather just do a non-spoiler. Right now, it's fresh in my mind. I'd rather do it now instead of just going straight to work, forgetting all of really about a lot of key points, and which I'm not going to go over any spoilers, but you know what I mean? I just kind of rather do this now. So hopefully you guys are happy. Hopefully you guys are healthy. Shout out to my man Heavy Gan over at the Heavy Gan channel, but you already know what I do. The real question is, are you
you hating on my energy? Say why you hating on my energy? I don't think you wanna be my enemy.
All right. Let's jump right into it. I know my man Blue is contacting me. Blue, I'm not gonna be on that long because I gotta go to work. I still gotta change my clothes. So that's why I say I'm not gonna be on that long. So let me give you hold on real quick. Hold on real quick. But yeah, so okay. So real quick. Fantastic Four is a movie that starts in the 828 universe, which I gotta give them props why they designated 828. I gotta give them props for that. They made it very clear who they were paying homage to, and they did an amazing job with that. So this is at the 828 universe. The Fantastic Four has been fantastic for the last 4 years. And now we got this looming threat of Galactus. They go out, they meet Galactus. What are we going to do to stop this looming threat? So that is the premise of the movie. What I liked about the movie, let me just make this real quick. What I liked about the movie does have a beautiful aesthetic to it. Literally, this is the 1960s Fantastic Four. Like, seriously. And what I mean by that, even as far as like some of the dialogue that's in there, look, I mean, it's literally like pulling up Stan Lee's writing. Like, I'm not joking. You know, the Jack Kirby aesthetic for the world and the way the characters look and everything. It's literally paying homage to Jack Kirby and Stan Lee's early 1960s. I would say a little bit of Jonathan Hickman's Fantastic Four, like towards the middle and the end of the movie, but the beginning of the movie is most definitely a Jack Kirby, Stan Lee homage. It most definitely is. And I will give him that. You know, I will give him that. It does have a lot of that in there, and I absolutely love the look of it. The acting was, I'm not going to lie, Pedro Pascal sold me as Reed Richards. And the reason why he sold me as Reed Richards, because he reminds me more of a Jonathan Hickman later writing Reed Richards, where you're getting the absolute think tank. You know what I mean? Let me try to fix it before it, let me see this disaster and then try to fix it before it happens. That's literally, to me, that's Hickman. You know what I'm saying? That's Hickman's writing to me. Again, with some of the stuff that is literally clearly Stan Lee's writing. Like I said, the beginning of the movie really reminded me of a Stan Lee comic book. Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, to me, was the MVP of the movie, for the simple fact is this is the first time in all of the Fantastic Four movies that you get to see how OP Sue Storm really is. Like, Sue Storm in the comics is dope. You know what I mean? They got to show you how dope she could be in this movie. And that I give them a lot of credit, because again, there's been plenty of times where, Sue Storm is not as OP as she is in the comics. You know what I mean? The way that they presented her powers, everything, it was nice. Okay, I can't think of the kid's name who plays Johnny Storm. He was really good. Really good. And surprisingly, they gave everybody in the Fantastic Four something to do. So it wasn't just, it's just Reed, it's just Sue, and then Johnny goes off and, kind of like the early Fantastic Four films where Johnny just goes off, he's messing with girls and stuff like that. Really, he's a part of the team when it needs to be, but not really a part of the team. And you actually got that. The Ben Grimm we got here is the pilot Ben Grimm that we got from the early 1960s, early 70s, you know what I'm saying, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby comics. You literally get a 1960s, and I keep saying that, they nailed the 1960s aesthetic. I got to give Mac Chapman his props. It did feel like WandaVision on the big screen. As far as the feel, as far as like the dialogue, the emotional beats, they do hold on to the emotional beats in this movie. There is points in time where they need to have an emotional scene, and they give you the emotional scene. There's not really too many Galactus, awesome. Oh my God, Galactus is literally, and I thought he was gonna look a little funny. Some of the concept art, no, big dog. Yeah, you gotta see this in IMAX. You gotta, if you came to see Galactus, you gotta see it in IMAX. It was fantastic. That's a pun. That's not I wasn't trying to intend that pun, but it was fantastic. Let me see. Shia LaBeouf, even her scenes, even though I'm not going to spoil anything, but it wasn't fully fleshed out why she was the Herald of Galactus. I mean, it was, but if you know the comics, it wasn't fully fleshed. So, but I mean, she wasn't bad. You know what I mean? And that's basically it, because if I start talking more, I'm gonna get into spoiler territory. All right, what I didn't like, the movie has a lot of exposition, and I'm not gonna lie, it's times in the movie where I'm like, okay, we get it, can we move on? Come on, let's go. We got got things to do or whatever. And I kind of wish they would have put some of the things that was a part of the opening act, and I'm saying it like this, the opening act, and sprinkled in throughout the movie. That way that you don't really get bogged down with so much exposition that you don't have something to just like, okay, all right, something's cool is happening, at least something's fun is happening. We get a little action scene or whatever. I kind of wish that was sprinkled throughout this particular story, because this is a singular story. So that's what I had a problem with, especially the opening act. The opening act, and I would say the first 25 minutes, kind of like what Eric Voss said. I do wish a lot of that was sprinkled out throughout the first 2 acts of the movie. So again, you're trying to deal with this looming threat, but you also got these other things that's going on that you got to take care of. You know what I mean? And it's like they wrapped it up in a commercial. Like in a commercial break, you know what I mean? We're done. So, other than that, like I said, Franklin Richards is not a plot device. He's not a MacGuffin in the movie. I will give him that. He's not a MacGuffin in the movie. He's actually there as a part of the actual movie. So what I would rank this straight out the movies, I'm going to go see it again, obviously. But what I would rank it, be honest with you, I'm ranking this a 7 out of 10. And the reason why I'm ranking it a 7 out of 10, there was some exposition that legitimately took me completely out the movie. Now, it made sense, but it's so much that I was like, can we get out? Come on. We got to go. Come on. Let's go. So, yeah, the CGI was good, though. The CGI was good. But other than that, like I said, the 60s aesthetic, everything else, like I said, the only thing that took me out, because the movie is short, but it felt longer because of the way the exposition was paced. So when you looking at pacing inside of a movie, the pacing kind of goes like this, and then it slows down, and then it ramps up, then it slows down. You know what I'm saying? And again, they're hitting the emotional beats, but there's nothing else going on where you're like, okay, where's this actually going to go, and how fast are we going to get to it? It does remind me of Interstellar, though. Like, if you ever watch Interstellar, you think about the pacing of that movie, that's this, or The Martian. That's this, just with some comic book elements to it. So again, I'm giving it a 7 out of 10, just because the movie bogged down just a little bit with a little too much exposition in the beginning act. I wish they would have sprinkled that throughout the actual movie, because they give you some good stuff that I wanted to see, but it's literally blink if you miss it. Then I wish they would have sprinkled some of that fun inside of the second act of the movie. You know what I mean? Give us that backstory, but sprinkle in some of the adventures within the actual second act of the movie. And the first and the second act, you could have took some of those adventures and sprinkled in from the first to second act, and I probably wouldn't be tripping so much about the slower pacing of the actual exposition that we're getting, or some of the dialogue. So anyway, my ass is about to be late. All right. All right. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Let me get Andre real quick. My only questions are, what was the purpose of the Thunderbolts post-credit scene? What is the timeline? I'm not going to speak to that. That's going into the spoiler category. I really appreciate you asking that question, just like these butter biscuits that I'm about to serve up.
Taste the biscuit.
Thank you.
Taste the goodness of the biscuit.
All right. Because I'm going into spoiler territory if I get into that. But again, it's not, I like the movie. I just didn't like some of the slowdowns of the pacing. That's what it really is. The exposition, a lot of it kind of took me a little out of it, but still really good movie. But anyway, let me get up out of here because my ass will be fired if I don't get to work on time. All right. Thanks so very much for tuning in to another episode, this quick, non-spoiler review of Fantastic Four First Steps. If you've seen it, do not put spoilers in the comment section. Please do not put spoilers. But at least tell me exactly what you think with non-spoilers. But don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can never, ever miss one of my videos again. Until next time, I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace and vibe. Y'all better pray I don't get fired. Where's my outro at? Look, you already know. I gotta go. Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over? What? Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Y'all take care of yourselves.